Breaking news: Nigerians. Major setback for NLC as TUC snubs strike. Hello my country people, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Guys, Senior Civil Servants Umbrella Organization, the Trade Union Congress (TUC), will not join the strike called by the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC). Niger News reports that the NLC is reportedly mobilizing for a two-day warning strike for tomorrow and Wednesday to protest against the federal government's delay in implementing measures to cushion the hardship that resulted from fuel subsidy removal. The NLC President Joe Ajuro had on Friday said the decision was taken at NEC meeting with the possibility of a total shutdown after 14 days. The NLC explained that the decision followed the failure of the federal government to dialogue and engage stakeholders within the organized labor on efforts to cushion the effects of the removal of petrol subsidy on the poor masses. Recall that the NLC and the TUC jointly staged protests in Abuja and state capitals over the subsidy removal on August 3rd. But the TUC decided at its National Executive Committee meeting on Sunday that it would continue with dialogue with the government to ease the pains of petrol subsidy removal. The TUC source, a NEC member, told the Nation that the union reasoned that the planned strike is premature, adding that joining the NLC in the strike would further put the interests of the masses at risk. The TUC feels there is no need to embark on a strike because they are still discussing with the federal government on the issues of palliative for workers. The TUC senior member berated the NLC leadership for slowing the pace of discussion between the organized labor and a federal government team led by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gabajamila. Well, the source said that the TUC is not joining the NLC on the planned strike because the reason is because they are reaching out to the FG, the federal government, and the government has already released palliatives to states, and they also expected the government to release the one for federal workers. So when they met with the Senate, the statement from the NLC is that they don't have confidence in the Chief of Staff to the President-led committee to lead to the suspension of that committee because Femi Gabajamila felt if the NLC doesn't have confidence in him, then why should he be leading the committee when the outcome would not be palatable? That stalled the work of the committee. Now, there is a Minister of Labour and Employment, Simon Ladong, who is supposed to be the leader of the government team. There is an ongoing effort to interact with us to get results. So, we feel that it is not the right time to go on a strike. So, when you go on a strike, you'll be putting the masses at the receiving end because the government has a way of negotiating out of such matters. Again, the issue of strike should not be one-sided. It should be a joint effort by two labor centers to agree before issuing a strike notice. One center cannot claim superiority over the other center. It's not done anywhere. You cannot announce a strike and then you decide to bring us in. It is supposed to be a decision taken by the two centers. The NLC is free to go on a strike of its own, no. Since the TUC and the NLC, they are two different unions. It doesn't really, it doesn't matter. They are free to go. But the TUC is saying that they are not interested in embarking on this strike. In fact, they don't feel the need to embark on this strike because they feel the masses would be affected if they should embark alongside with the NLC, and the NLC is taking decisions without consulting the TUC. There ought to be two bodies who agree to embark on a strike, but we know that the NLC have already made it known. They've set up their mind, to mobilize for a 2-day warning strike, to protest against the federal government's delay in implementing the measures to cushion the hardship that resulted from the fuel subsidy removal. Joe Ajero had said they would, embark on this strike because it seems that the government is not serious. According to the NLC, the government is not serious. He explained that the failure of the federal government to dialogue and engage stakeholders within the organized labor on efforts to cushion the effects of the removal of the petrol subsidy on the poor masses. And this is coming after they staged like a strike on the 3rd of August. Now they want to embark on another one. So my country people, the TUC, they've washed their hands and their legs, concerning any issue that has to do with strike. They say they know they go. As they be like this, so the NLC, they are on their own. If they like, they should embark on the strike. If they don't like, they should leave it. As for the TUC, they go nowhere. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? However, Nigerians have reacted. Joe Ajero is playing a script. It seems that he's a member of the Labour Party. He's itching on strike because his candidate lost. Okay? The problem we have is that the NLC president is a card-carrying member of the Labour Party. And because his party failed, he's doing everything to destroy the country. What a shame. Some people complain that the NLC is a toothless dog. They can't bite. While others said the strike proposed is premature. And Ajuro is acting the script of the Labour Party. So what do you expect the NLC to do now? What? I don't think TUC really know what they are doing. Palliative my foot. Do you think that the process of sharing palliative in this corrupt system will work? There is no solution than to bring down the fuel price because masses are already suffering. The masses are already suffering. It will be difficult for a clean and honest man to lead and succeed in Nigeria. So is the TUC enjoying the sufferings we are experiencing? Well, the NLC is playing with the people. He's just there for his own pocket. We know. So if the NLC announced a strike action without involving TUC, I don't think it's proper. Again, if the TUC said they are not involved because they were not consulted, then that is petty. At the end of the day, they will both lose because the government have divided the citizens with ethnicity. And if they succeed in dividing the labor union with superiority contest, then it is finished. My country people, what are your thoughts on this? These are reactions from Nigerians. I'm dropping here, guys. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.